That's how mates, and I'll say because it deserves it. That's how mates speak together. I said yesterday on one of my stories, I said, don't lie to your mates. If your mate's breath stinks, tell him. Like,
Yeah,
what are you saving them from if you don't tell them? And in Australia, I know a little bit of the American culture from people that have lived there and whatnot. I've never been myself, but short of other countries, Australia, if your mate's fucking up, you tell your mate he's fucking up, and it's not if buts or maybes, and he won't hate you. If anything, he'll thank you. Maybe at the time you might be a little bit off, but you're doing it because you love him. It is that tough love without being an asshole about it. It is that tough. Hey, bro, this is wrong in your life. This is what it looks like from the outside. You can't see it from the inside because you've got your blinkers on. Here it is. And sometimes they listen. Sometimes they need to hear it a couple of times. Yeah, I love that he gives you tough love, Doug. That's mad.
Yeah, and not only that, Matt, but I will admit, sometimes when I'm talking with Andy on the phone, I can smell his stinky breath.
Yeah, you see, he's been hanging around me too long, mate.
You're Australianised, mate.
Yeah, I know, right?
Australianised? Did I just invent a word? Australianised?
Yeah, I think you did.
I know we say American. Would you say
hey,
that,
Doug,
love?
you can share a little bit about the platforms that you created, Doug, and very briefly your journey of, the mental health that you still sometimes go through. You'll have moments of, like little bit of anxiety, depression, or building up stories about things that aren't really true. And I'll give you one quick example to help Doug move into it. I've been messaging a friend of mine here for the last week. He's an Aussie guy, producer, director, writer. He's just about to approach Mel Gibson to be in the next film that my friend has written, but he hasn't replied to me for over 6 days. And I said to Doug the other day, now I could make a story about this and go, hey, dude, what's going on? Why haven't you replied to me? We got a problem? No, I can't say that because I don't know. And then today he rang. He's just busy because he's busy doing something. So what we try to work with Doug and myself and other people I coach is don't make up a story until you know it. Don't make up any story. Wait till you hear from that person, to see what's really going on. And Doug's really grasping that now because he's got a couple of clients that he can tell you about, a police officer, ex-police officer he's building his social media for. But Doug, just a little brief part of what your journey was with, dealing with autism. And I will say, do what you've been doing and brief it up because sometimes the autism extends, help me. You'll be here for a week.
That's probably my problem, to be honest.
Yeah, me too, mate, as you can just see. Took me 20 minutes to say that.
All right. Earlier this year, Andy and I started the Spark platform, which is where we promote people with abilities. They have disabilities, but our philosophy at Spark is it's an ability, not a disability. So we share people's achievements, accomplishments, and any sort of ability they have. And then soon afterwards, Andy and I went into business and we started a business called DDD, Doug's Dollar Designs, where I create content for social media for people and edit videos, make logos, etc. And then about a month ago, I suggested to Andy, whose son and him have an interest in trains. I said, why don't we start a YouTube series about trains and a channel for it? And we've done that. And so far it's lifted off the ground well. And soon afterwards, we decided we were going to do another passion of Andy, which is wrestling, where we're going to interview wrestlers on a new series called Tales from the Mat. And we started a channel for that as well.
Sorry, mate. Is this wrestlers that like WWE wrestlers? Olympic wrestlers?
Pro wrestling. Because I used to pro wrestle. How I got into acting 30 years ago, I was a professional wrestler in Australia, and I did a commercial And I went, oh, this is pretty much fun. And also I was a locomotive engineman in Australia for 13 years. So Doug picked up and said, hey, why don't we do this? And we've already interviewed 6 or 7 train drivers, 2 from around the world, 1 from Africa, 1 from Canada, a lot from New South Wales. And we have our first wrestling interview on Sunday. So sorry, I just wanted to add that in, Doug.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Dougie.
So yeah, other than that, I also started a platform with my racing series, which is separate from Andy's, but one of my passions is racing, and I've brought on tons of race drivers onto YouTube, and I started a channel for that. Sometimes Andy participates in my racing stuff if it's oriented behind Relentless and Unstoppable. And other than that, it's only a matter of time before we pretty much launch more platforms, but down the road where our shows are getting to the point where sometimes every now and then we're bringing on an extra host, like we did with a friend of ours, Diana, and it's just growing rapidly. And my channel has gone over a year from having like only 100 subscribers to now 6,000, or no, not 6,000, at 8,000 at this point. 8,000.
That's on YouTube, is it?
Yeah,
it's on YouTube. Yeah,
that's quite an achievement, because I understand the YouTube animal, and it is quite hard to get subscribership. So that's well done. That's amazing.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. It is hard. And other than that, so far DDD has launched very well. I have 2 clients. I'm building content for a police officer or a police activist's YouTube channel, and I'm also helping out a friend of Andy's named Jennifer, building up her LinkedIn, and I've also done some free work for Andy's son Caden, who has a YouTube channel about trains called Trains Direct Victoria, whose link, everybody, is right here.
Yeah, and Doug also helps with Women of Achievement. That's a great platform. A lady I met many years ago. They have pageants around the US for women who've created their own platforms to support women with domestic abuse or cancer survival, whatever it is, whatever their platform wants to be. And I invited Doug to an event in Arizona where she asked me to come down and be a judge again. So I did, and I said, do you mind if my friend Doug comes along, because he lives in Arizona and he can film it for you? And out of that, we've interviewed nearly 3 or 4 women from the channel, and he created a video for them. So he picked up business from that. And I think, Doug, just very briefly, because what we're talking about is Matt's journey on the extreme of what he's doing for mental health, and you still go through a bit of bullying from people on the internet, because they have a go at you because of our shows that we do, and you got bullied at the gym a couple of weeks ago by an old guy. So just share how you deal with that now, and compared to what you would have dealt with it, Doug.
Nowadays, I've tried my best for the most part to kind of kill people with kindness. Like, even if what they say about me is unjustified, I sort of just go with it, just because, I know that they're just jealous or they're dealing with their own struggles. But I just go with it. I just say, okay, whatever, and then I kind of block them. And other than that, I'm also very impressed, though, about me trying my best to do that. And because I do know, if I hadn't mellowed out for over the years, and if I hadn't gone stronger into my Christian faith, I know that years ago I would have said a lot worse to them. So I'm taking it in a more healthy approach than I would have done years ago, knowing full well that if I didn't mellow out, I would have said worse.
And
definitely.
No, I was just going to say, Matt, what's really great is Doug walks around his area, and he's even had a neighbour in his street who he doesn't really know. One of many people have said, hey, mate, are you that guy that has that series on YouTube, The Relentless? And he had a guy at a supermarket say it yesterday. So I said, Doug, these people are saying to you, well done, man. You've inspired my family. That's what one of his neighbours said, and they didn't even know he was doing it until they recognised him. And another guy at the supermarket yesterday congratulated him and said, keep doing it. I said, so Doug, listen to them. Don't listen to the other people. Let them say what they want and then just block them. Go, thanks for your advice, block them and move on. You know,
I just got to shut this fridge door. Someone's left the fridge door open and it feels like Alaska. There we go. I'll do a quick pan and show you if you want. I'm actually sitting in this truck stop here, and then you go around the corner, there's the counter, and that's the main drag out there. Believe it or not, that is the Bruce Highway, which is the main arterial road to the north of the country, and it is horrible.
Wow. Hey, Matt,
it's horrible
about that, and thanks, Doug, for sharing. How do you, where do you sleep? Like, do you work it out that you get to a town and go to a motel? I'm
so sorry. This fella here has come out to sing for you, brother.
Great.
He's just so it's Are You Okay Day in Australia today.
Oh,
and he's just left me a note, and he's given me a donation and a note inside that too. Have you got to rush off, do you? Oh, bro. Good luck. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Please
get him to say hello. Get him to say hello.
Come say hello, mate. Hang on.
Yeah. Hey, g'day, buddy. How you doing, mate?
Say hello, man, and tell him why you're here. What's your name?
Hey, mate.
Brody here.
How you doing, bro? I'm Andy McPhee, living in Los Angeles. My other co-host is Doug Kenny from Arizona. We interview people who do amazing things. So, yeah, good on you for throwing that donation in, mate, to Are You Okay?
That's all right, mate. Least I can do. Honestly, it's fucking massive war. And I couldn't do that myself.
You could do it, mate. You can do anything you want to do, brother.
That's true.
Yeah, thanks, Brody. Good on you, champ. And
that's all right, mate.
Keep a lookout for movie maker Doug 55 on YouTube, Relentless and Unstoppable, and you'll see yourself on there, mate.
Doug 55, we'll do that.
I'll flick him over the link when I get him.
Yeah, awesome.
That's great.
Definitely. Cheers, guys. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
Cheers, mate. Thank you so much, brother. That's right. Drive safe, man. Thank you so much, bro. Cheers, bro. Have a good one. I might catch up with you in Brisbane, bro. I'll be there in 4 weeks. Yeah, we'll be there. All right, see you, mate.
That's great. Sorry.